What's up people, it's your boy P, also known as CAPTAINP67. Back out with another Outriders build guide video for you today. First things first, obviously just want to let it be known, and obviously it's factual again, but timing couldn't have been more crazier. I literally have got the first Feed the Flames eruption build, and I had that literally before the patch came out, and literally I released the video, funny enough, just before the patch came out. I didn't know the patch was going to come out that day, and then obviously the patch hit, and with already less than 24 hours, I've already done a reveal of my new build. So I've got the before the patch and I've got after the patch as well. Still doing billions of damage. Still literally the first Feed the Flames eruption build. Never seen one online, and I've checked everywhere. We're sitting on 1 million anomaly power. The reason why I'm talking about it is just to kind of cover a few things. I posted it on Reddit, and literally it's got hundreds and hundreds of views already. It's been less than 24 hours. The video keeps going up, and while I'm doing that, I've already been streaming like an hour, and I'm doing other things as well, other guides as well. So I've already uploaded a Devastator from the first one to the Devastator 4 Impale 3 Earthquakes. Again, you can check the videos, so check the timestamps, check them all the videos. I was the first one to do it. It's a fully seismic commander bleed, everything capped out, and I'll show you it's got like 4 buffs in there, so you want to check that out as well. But I'm literally going to be doing that guide after this guide, so I'm going to be covering both. It's not even been 24 hours. I've done 2 50-minute YouTube videos with clears for both the Pyro and the Devastator after the patch. And they're both my own unique original builds. And the reason why I'm saying that is I actually gave 2 shout-outs to content creators on my other build video because they were the originators of some of the tech I saw. But again, give credit where it's due. I've checked, I've done my due diligence, I've checked everywhere. I haven't seen any single Feed the Flames build whatsoever. This is the first, so you are going to see it here first. So again, just give credit to the creator. Again, check the timestamps, check the builds. You can check my posts either on Reddit or YouTube, whatever. It's all there first. No one's done it. So this is the first Feed the Flames build. So this is technically my Feed the Flames build. So if you are going to be sharing the tech, that's fine. If you want to copy it, whatever you do, that's fine by me. But like I said, always give the creator the credit. Because like I said, I did shout out the other 2 guys who I did say, from the timestamps I saw, I obviously haven't seen them all, but I checked them. From what I saw, them other guys, I did give them a shout out because I believe they were the first ones to do it. Most of the people checked and said they were the first ones to do it. That's why I gave them a shout out. So if I'm mistaken with them 2, then I did give the wrong people a shout out, and the right people should get the credit. But again, this is the first build from me. We just got more people following the stream now as well, so that's cool. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, just make sure you give my credit. This is the first Feed the Flames build out there. I released the content already a week ago, got my YouTube videos free, and I did it pre-patch, and this is post-patch, and this is less than 24 hours. So you can watch the trials clear, which I'll link in the description below. You can see how I just dominated the whole thing, how I talked about the changes, the cooldown time changes on convection, stuff like that, and give you a breakdown of the guide. I'll give you a breakdown of what I'm going to show you a guide for today. So you can have an in-depth guide there if you want to watch that. Again, the numbers keep going up, so make sure you check that out. You might find it interesting. And literally, if I'm not one-shotting the bosses, I'm still boss clearing super quick. You see the mega damage. We used it with Mage's Rage, we used it without Mage's Rage, and I'll still show you that as well in the breakdown. But without further ado, I'm going to get to the build as quick as I can, go through all the components. I'll go for the skill tree, I'll go for the packs tree, I'll go for the weapons, and again, just a quick recap. If you are going to watch any sort of guides out there that claim this is the best build and this does the best, make sure they give you a full video of the actual content, not just a snippet, a little bit of damage in the most optimal conditions. You want to see a true god build when it's in its worst condition, hence why I do full videos, and you want to see its most optimal to see what it's capable and what it can deal with, and where you need to adjust it. And everyone's going to have different builds because you have different parts. But make sure you build a style to suit your playstyle. I play very aggressive, so as you can see in that video with Pyro, I was just running through maps, just destroying everything, ad clearing and boss clearing super quick. Very casual runs, wasn't even optimal damage, but you can see how crazy the build is. So yeah, let's get to it. So I also stream on Twitch every day, just as a quick heads up, because a lot of people don't even know, I do stream on Twitch every day. I do 4 to 6 hours of carries every single day, and I've been doing that for months, and I've been getting comments saying, glad you're not charging for carries. I think people know who they're talking about there, but it's kind of funny, those kind of comments, so yeah. If you need any carries or if you need me to help you anything, I'm here every day on Twitch. So CAPTAINP67 on Twitch. So yeah. So off top piece, we're going Cavalry Forge, anomaly power skills, life leaf, cooldown reduction. We've got Magma Coat for increase the lava's damage over time, which is very important to that extra damage over time. Final Breath, Feed the Flames, skills duration increased by 50%. So reduces skills cooldown by 50%. And then we got Pompeii, which is the skill can be activated 1 more time, which is at 30 eruptions. So we've got maximum eruptions. And then we've got maximum everything else. So next piece we got is the upper row with the lava leech. We've got anomaly power, status power skills, life leech. We've done a bit of testing and added bullet kindling, and it definitely makes a big difference for those mega hits, especially with the eruptions hitting so hard overall. And obviously we're using Firestorm, so I'll go through the weapons as well, so you know what you're going to be working with. We've got Giga Blast, which includes the The eruption increases the skill radius, so it's mega damage, and it covers more area. It's definitely required with the build, I believe, overall, if you want to do that maximum damage. Achilles heel, this is the only piece on this whole set which could possibly be changed for something else, which I have mentioned before. But there's a reason why I got it on, and I'll go through that with you for now. But again, if you find a chest piece with something else, you can obviously add whatever you want to change to suit your own playstyle. Like I said before, this is a true god build with the most optimal everything. There isn't any dead mods apart from that one, but that's not even a dead mod, which I'll go over with you anyway. But it has everything you're going to need in there with all the optimal buffs as well. Hence why I said this is a true Pyro Feed the Flames god build out there. I'm not sacrificing anything. We haven't sacrificed any survivability, nothing. It's OP, survivability is crazy, and again I'll go through it with you. We got lower robe of lava leech, we got anomaly power, status power, skills, life leech. We got improved damage, so again eruption is the main damage point, and this increases the explosion by 280,536. No resistance gets fortified. After the patch update, it did get nerfed. It was 100, now it's 65. It's a little bit of a nerf, 35%, but like I said before, just watch the video. I said facts, feats and spells. I've proven it in my videos and the damage. I actually just did a Boomtown run with this just before this video, so I'll actually include that maybe in the description. We did sub 4 minutes or something like that, and you just see how ridiculous the build is. It's just so ridiculous. And then obviously on that we got Flame Grasper. Now Feed the Flames, like I said before, not being used in any build that I've seen with an eruption build, but this can actually grab 3 targets, and I'll go with the damage numbers with you as well. And we also have Charms of the Lava Lich, which is max health, status power, cooldown reduction. Etna is very important as the skill can be activated 1 more time before triggering cooldown. The skill also inflicts burn to damage enemies. So remember we mentioned bullet kindling in. If you hit them with that, if they're not on fire for whatever reason, they should be anyway, but if they're not, obviously you hit them with that first eruption, it'll put them on fire. The second and the third will hit that bullet kindling, which I just explained from there as well. So that will cover you for the fire. But again, you can just use Firestorm and any of the mods that you feel that will hit them with the burn proc, you know, even the basic burn proc will do that. We've got Arms of Anomaly. Critical shots increase your anomaly power by 209,000, 205 6 seconds. Now if you just look, we are sitting on a million anomaly power off base, so that's not including any buffs so far. That's just a million base on this, and obviously it will scale the higher. So don't be too miserable where people claim I got 10 million this, I got 5 million that. It doesn't add up because everyone's at different levels. So don't worry too much about what you're doing, comparing yourself to everybody else. But once you have this build like this and have these buffs on there, again you'll be set. So without no pun intended, we've got Pants on Fire, so you'll be set with that. But yeah, underneath that we've got Pants on Fire, Overheat, increase 198,025 damage to enemies who are damaged by the skill but do not have the status consumed. Reason why I've got that in there, again, you can just go into the map, you don't have to do anything, you can just proc with that off the top. And again, you'll see the damage numbers, and when I did that Boomtown run, you can see the numbers on there, how much I did it overall, and also the solo trials I did, which is uploaded, you can see the damage it does from there as well. So again, that's such an amazing mod to have, so you don't need to do anything to still do damage, and you can be using that constantly when I show you the cooldown time as well. And then finally we've got Torturous Footgear, we've got max health, healing, receive, close range damage, we've got Anomaly Echo, 121,000 firepower, 336 firepower, and 113,000 anomaly power on bonus on skill activation. So again, those other buff I showed you, Anomaly Echo, and one we just got past as well, Arms and Anomaly, will definitely buff that a million higher than it is on base, obviously, and that'll go from there. Increased duration for eruption, so once you hit the volcano, the eruption will last longer, do more damage over time, which is why you see the crazy amount of damage when it starts stacking. And bosses, health, Dr. Detonator, I just did it instant, just killed, just destroyed him completely off my base. And then obviously we've got the Unstoppable Force, which increase your anomaly power by 50% and your resistance piercing, which again we got no resistance gets fortified, so that will buff it. Obviously a big nerf, so you lose about 35%, but still, again, you can see the 1 million on the base of the anomaly power. So again, absolute monster off base. Nothing's been sacrificed, no dead mods in there, hence why I say it's a true Pyro god tier build. And again, one thing I wanted to mention, so as I mentioned Achilles heel, what I like to do with a lot of my builds is just make them optimal in every situation. So not only will be the skills be like doing a lot of damage and it's absolutely ridiculous power and strength, on top of all that, you do use your guns now and again. So obviously if you can add more damage to your guns, why not? So you're not only doing skills damage, base damage, your anomaly damage, you're obviously handling weapons, so you are going to have times where you're not going to be using your skills, either on cooldown time or you just want to switch it up. So when you got this doing extra 50%, that's extra 50%. It's damage on top of damage. So why not take it? You know what I mean? And then obviously weapons wise, we're going for the Wicker. So we got Armor Pierce on there, and again I'll go for that with you. Status, power, skills, life leech. We've got Inflict Ash, which is the skill tree. We've got extra damage on enemies with Ash. Feed the Flames will inflict ash, so you're doing more damage anyway. So whether you're shooting with bullets or Feed the Flames, you can do extra damage anyway, and all stack up. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got Firestorm on there, which does 2.53 million, 536040 million damage on burn. So you're doing your burn damage, which I mentioned. So extra damage on burn on the skill tree, extra damage on enemies with ash as well. So it's 2 procs. And then we got Omen at the bottom, which does 807,942 damage, which inflicts bleed and implies a status that receives a buff for 10% damage for 3 seconds on top. So that's an absolute monster roll there, and that's perfect. So you got 3 statuses technically: ash, bleed, and burn going on. So that's more damage with your tick and your status power. And then obviously this tree gives us buffs on ash as well as a fire as well, so more damage. Again, I used this early days and I did explain this, but we got the Evening Star, which I didn't use in Boomtown. I didn't have to because it was so strong. But in the trials, I did explain it. I'd used it with it, without it, and obviously it's still the same. Mage's Rage is obviously the big topic and hot topic, and I made a build without it and with it because I knew this would happen. But again, it still destroys with it and it destroys without it. Then we got Destronome as well. So when 2 of your skills are equipped on cooldown, receive a firepower bonus 146,000, 890,000. Otherwise, receive 132,784 bonus anomaly power on top. So again, all of this stacks on your base a million. So we're already sitting at a million anomaly power, which is a monster. And then on top of that, you'll be getting all your buffs stacking higher and higher. And then you could use something like Fortress if you want to get more buffs. Again, you can change it to suit your own playstyle, adjust it to your weapons. I don't really, with the build the way I made it, you don't actually need this to do anything different. You're going to be a monster without it. So if you can't get this weapon or some of these perks, just use whatever else you need and you're perfectly fine. Which again, I did showcase and I proved it in all the trials as well as a Boomtown run. Now, third one we got, I like to inflict vulnerability, just do that 15% debuff on enemies, boss fights or anything like that. You can go for whatever you need on here, but if you noticed, we've got like a trick thing. We've got armor pierce on here, on the top, and then we've got armor pierce on here as well as status. So we're literally buffing the stuff. We want status buffed, hence why we've got 3 procs: ash, burn, and bleed, and then we've got armor pierce as well. And then people, it's important to check your stats overall. So if you look off base, it says 55 resistance pierce off base. That's what it says off base. It does say 0. Again, this is, I don't know, it always says wrong thing, the numbers when you go into this, but when you go into the actual game, it will change. But we do have obviously armor pierce on here, we have armor pierce there, so again, don't go off too much what it says off here until you get into a game and change your weapons around. But numbers are just weird with this, I don't know why they keep changing. Right folks, I want to add something quickly on this Pyro video as well. This is, I literally recorded the video, while I was recording it actually did show 0 armor pierce, and then I logged out and I went back in and I wanted to kind of make crystal clear. Look at my armor pierce now. So my armor pierce off base is 30%, and I did tell you guys that numbers will change as you go into menus. So I will add this into the guide build video. So it might sound a bit confusing now, but when I was recording the video for the Pyro and the guide, it did show 0 armor pierce, which I said. Then when I went to my other video, and I just literally done a Devastator video as well, everything went back up. So yeah, as you can see, resistance pierce is 74.5% off base, armor pierce is 30 off base as well. Now, one thing I forgot to do as well, show the ascension tree. It's not that important because everyone kind of knows how it works, but I'm going to add this in the video anyway. So yeah folks, on that note, obviously make sure you get your anomaly power up, make sure you get this added as well, resistance pierce, and skills life leech, and status, and anomaly damage. The rest of it's all bonuses. Make sure you cooldown maxed out as well, but apart from that, as you level up you get more points to use, but that's it. But yeah, I'm going to add this segment into the video anyway, so you're welcome. We are, again, it's ridiculous. My Feed the Flames is 4.4 seconds with this build, so again, you got to think 4.4 seconds is absolutely nothing. We're doing 500,000 damage. We're dealing 503,000 damage, 500 damage, and we're draining 503,500 health, and we inflict ash just with Feed the Flames, and we got it at 4 seconds. Now again, with the cooldown, it's only going to be 2 seconds on cooldown, as you can see in the build video, and as you can see how it works. So you're basically doing 1 million off base, and then when you buff all the buffs for the Anomaly Echo, Arms of Anomaly, etc., you'll get even more damage. I've seen like 2 million, 3 million Feed the Flames. One grab's done that. And then I've got it to Feed the Flames times 3. I actually grabbed 3 targets, so you can actually grab 3 targets and do that. That's when the numbers start stacking crazy as well. Overheats at 10.1 seconds. Again, it's not based off that because the packs tree. If you're a newer player and you're new to Pyro, I'll explain it. But the veterans will know what I mean when the cooldown times will change with the packs tree as well. But we've got 55,511 damage to our enemies with large radius, interrupt their skills. Enemies afflicted with burn receive 711 damage. Instead, the burn will be consumed. So again, we've got Fire Storm to proc the burn. We've got Ash to proc the Ash from Feed the Flames. So we've got covering both, plus the Wicker as well, the gun itself. So we've got burn and Ash included. And then don't forget that other mod I got as well to do damage anywhere off base explosions. It's got base damage without the statuses, and it's got extra damage with the statuses basically. And then we got the beautiful eruption at 14.1 seconds, which is very low anyway, and it's saying base at 2,25162. So if base is 2 million, but again, when you start hitting, you start seeing the numbers, you go up to 8 to 10 million easy, and then again it stacks with the amount of damage we do with fire damage as well. So class tree, we'll go for this quickly as well. So again, we've gone off the bottom tree mixed with the hybrid. So we'll go over here. So we've got increasing omni power, we've got cooldown time on the overheat and the eruption itself, so we want that 100%. We've got increasing omni power there, we've got increases skill damage by 8% against marked enemies. So use the overheat, mark them, do an extra 8% on top of that. Increasing omni power again, 50%. Increased damage by 20% against enemies below 30% health. So once you're in with Feed the Flames, majority of enemies will be lower than that anyway. If they're not, then just one earthquake, second one. Sorry, I keep going to earthquakes, I keep playing Devastator. I'm playing Devastator, I'm doing a guide straight after that as well. But yeah, that's that covered. And that will do the mega damage. Max health against survivability, so you won't need anything else. This is pretty cool as well. The moment burn ends on an enemy, inflict ash status. So again, we're doing damage with the fire. So if they don't die by eruption, which is highly unlikely, they'll get ash on them. If the fire obviously proc ends, again we can do more damage off both again. Increase your weapon damage by 12% against the marked enemies. Now again, this is not essential, but again it's a hybrid build, so it covers both trees for you. And then we got enemies afflicted with ash receive 10% more damage. Again, that covers that for you as well. And resistance piercing by 15% as well. So again, as I mentioned, the 15%, the armor pierce, all that stuff, that will all be buff everything for you. And then we got immobilize. So if you think about it, we activate Feed the Flames, which you can do every 2 seconds. We get an omni power bonus 45% on top of that. So that's why it's a monster. So you don't have to worry about cooldowns in there. So burn inflicted enemies deals 20% more damage, which again went with the tree and the firestorm. And then we got increase your nominal power by 15% as well, increase your skill leech by 6%, increase your nominal power by 15%, and increase your resistance piercing by 15%. Increase damage by elites by 10%, and then we got marks accumulation, increase your skill damage by 8% against marked enemies. Now I think we had one before as well, so just double it, 16% overall. Again, more damage, more everything over on top. And then obviously Grave Ablaze, increase explosive damage base by 30%, so 30% buff on base damage. So again, you see the 2 million, and that's why you can see those big numbers. Now let's go to the packs tree real quick. Now quickly, I did mention this in the build video, so I think once you watch the video, I think it's really important you should watch it clear for the trials, because you'll get a breakdown of what I did, and I did explain everything for you. So melee skill alone will do 221,440 damage and inflict burn, and on top of that we got the melting point packs node, so increase your resistance piercing by 15% when above 80 health, which Feed the Flames and overheat will keep you constantly topped up. And this is what I'm saying, what's dope about the build. Survivability will not be an issue whatsoever. Feed the Flames from 0 will get you full to max HP every single time. Overheat gets you a little bit of slither of HP, but if you're proccing the whole map and there's a lot of enemies around, your HP goes up max as well. So not only you got a mega damage move, you got Feed the Flames, which does damage as well on top, as well as inflicting ash, as well as crowd controlling, as well as proccing 3 enemies, applying buffs and debuffs. Then you got overheat to do the damage and get your HP back as well, and then your eruption on top. So just the synergy is phenomenal, and that's what I'm saying. It's such an amazing build. I wanted to share. Explosive damage is increased by 50%. Your resistance piercing. I went for the resistance piercing to be with base. Like I said, the numbers have changed a little bit here and there, but as you get into a game with all these procs going off with your HP, you will see different numbers with armor piercing and that. And again, it just goes up super high, so it's obviously amazing to have. Now convection got nerfed, which I did say and I mentioned in my guide as well. The only thing I saw different with my build personally was a little bit of cooldown time, probably half a second. That's all I saw. So again, that's not going to make any difference. But again, this will actually benefit you from backdraft. So the next one is your nominal powers increased by 25% for every skill on cooldown. Before the patch, my cooldowns were so quick, I was getting Feed the Flames back literally every second or so, because it was based on 4 seconds, not 2 seconds. Now it's been nerfed to 2 seconds. I actually get better buffs with it because it's more controlled. But before, you could literally just spam Feed the Flames over and over, and still mega that, like I said, almost 1 million damage on a move that you can constantly do over and over, which help you out. So that kind of covers those two. So yeah, that's been nerfed to 2 seconds. 3 seconds are a total cooldown, I believe it says. So yeah, it's been reduced to 2 seconds and around 3. So that's the total. And then your backdraft, like I said, your nominal powers increased by 25% for every skill on cooldown. And then the last one, trigger sequence, activating on explosive skills, increase the damage on the next explosive skill by 33%. Buff stacks up to 3 times when it starts new, so 35% extra buff. Now, when we're running the boss battles, like I said, you do want to proc certain things right way. So you don't want to. With mine, when I did the video, I did explain it and go through that. But I inflicted weakness, for example. Then if I use my overheat, that would take the weakness off. So what you're gonna do is proc on boss fight solely. Proc the overheat first. So that's just out of the way. That's just damage, like I said, base damage. Then you can use your weakness, for example. Hit them with the weakness proc and overheat's out of the way, so you won't lose it. Then you want to proc the feed the flames for the first buff, which I told you in the top tree, which was up there. Up here. So then you proc feed the flames, which will give you another anomaly boost on top of all that by 45%. Now your overheat's on cooldown. Your feed the flames will be on cooldown. Then you can use Mage's Rage because they're afflicted with Ash. They're stuck in the middle. They're afflicted with Ash. Stuck. So that's one status already. You can hit with the Mage's Rage for the 4 headshots while they're stuck. Then you can do your Mega Boom Eruption damage, that mega damage. So you kind of you're optimal your damage. But when I did that casual run, I did explain it, but like I said, I was talking to viewers, I just did it, and I wanted to show my build at its worst, where the buffs weren't there and how strong it was, which I did on Boomtown. I didn't even use Mage's Rage. We just fled through the whole game in a sub 4 or something like that, casual run, and you don't need it. But again, I made it so it has everything for you. So like I said before, just if you are watching a guide video and people are claiming, you know, it's the ultimate this, ultimate that, but then they don't cover everything. How can it be an ultimate build video if you haven't covered every angle? That doesn't make sense to me. So again, just give credit where credit's due. If there's there are some phenomenal creators out there, you know what I mean, that make some amazing builds, and I like the ones that just do everything and make sure the mods are lined up and they go for everything. And again, if you're making a true god build, you can't be having like, oh, I'm changing this for this, and just have one god build that does everything. You don't need to be changing pieces or mods out. Just have it. It's done and dusted. That's a true god build in my perception. Yeah, but like I said before, you can change your build how you want to change it. Everyone's got their own play style. You might be more defensive. You might want more survivability, which is not required. But if you do, that's you. So you do you. And obviously, if you want more content from me, check out my Twitch. I stream every day, CAPTAINP67 on Twitch. I do guides and build videos, and I do 4 to 6 hours of carries every single day. I've done that, and you can speak to. I've done hundreds of carries for 100 people. You know what I mean? So we've done a lot. What's up, local? Welcome back, dude. And that's it. That's the build, folks. Also, like I said before, it's been highly requested, and I wanted to go through a lot of things with you, so that covered that. Just before I go as well, I mentioned something about the crit damage as well. As an alternate, if you can't get this, we got a bit sidetracked. You can use something like Final Penance as well, which I used as well, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So where I mentioned to you, like obviously it's an anomaly build, we got anomaly power at 1 million already. If you use something like Final Penance, which has Major Revs at the top, if you look at the middle one, if you have anomaly Hansen in there, you can obviously change it to how you want to play, but look at it. Receive a firepower boost equal to 40% of your anomaly power. Now we're getting 40% of that anomaly power on top. And then if you've seen those kind of numbers with that, and look at the crit, and then you get that, and then you get the crit damage on top, which is what I mentioned. This is why I said it's definitely not wasted money, it's phenomenal. Because you can play it more of a gunplay style then as well. And that's what sounds so dope with the build. So it's so cool because you can change your mod out. So you can change it, bullet killing if you want to do more eye control with Ash and Bloom, and you can mess around with other mods if you want to feed the flames. But I've gone through them all, I've double checked, and bullet killing does the most damage overall, but you can change that if you want it on the piece. That's one piece I think you can change to suit your playstyle for anything. So if you want to add more anomaly, you can with other anomaly mods obviously. If you want to get more defensive, you can use more defensive mods, but again, if you want to go for that hybrid firepower build as well, you can just use something like that. With anomaly enhancement, pretty much any weapon with anomaly enhancement, you'll be laughing. So this will just suit anyone and anyone's levels as well. So it doesn't matter your levels, just obviously getting the gear, the main thing, and just building it the right way. I've done it with the right tree, you'll be laughing. So yeah man, there you go folks. It's been highly requested off already, and a lot of the YouTubers are asking me as well. So I posted the video, I said I would. I'm going to be covering the Devastator as well, my God tier Devastator build. So again, if that's something you want to be interested in, make sure you check out my YouTube daily. But that's it, that's a wrap up for you. So yeah, again, the links will be in the description below. So I've had a lot of subs and donations these last couple of weeks, a lot of support from my Outriders community anyway. So shout out to my Outriders community, it's amazing. And if you want to sub or donate and you like the content, you want to support further, you can go on the links in the description below and do that. On my Twitch profile, it's all done there for all you as well. It's all breakdown. So if you want to donate, you can donate through there. My Twitch account has a breakdown of where to donate to, and you can sub if you're on my Twitch if you want to as well. But like I said before, I do free carries every day, so do not pay for any carries. Do not get encouraged by any people claiming I can do this for you on carries. I do legit carries every single day, so do not pay for it. Don't try and, beg anyone to carry you. If you need a carry, just let me know. I'll do the carries for everyone every day, so I got you on that as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed the content, you know what to do. Take it easy. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you, and peace out.